to our by the way, we will have our club later. Okay, for those who are included in the club or speakers note, please be prepared. Only short meeting that one because I'll give you something to do. No? So last time, these are the things that we discussed. No, so we have the parts of the waves. So we have the wavelength, the crest, the amplitude, the drop, and then the number, the origin or the rest part. Okay, so we're done with this one. We also discussed this transverse wave versus longitudinal waves. So transverse wave, just like what we discussed yesterday, it is a wave in which particles, the medium, move in a direction perpendicular in a direction, particles of the medium move in a direction perpendicular to the direction that the wave moves. Okay? Then on the other hand, if we're talking about longitudinal wave, it is a wave in which particles of the medium move in a direction parallel to the direction that the wave moves. Okay? So let's talk about the electromagnetic waves. What do you mean by electromagnetic wave or electromagnetic waves? Yes, Eric, Jacob.
Isang ano po, is a wave that
Go Eric. It's a wave, yes. That because it's written, it's electromagnetic wave. Huh? Isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, I asked that one in homework. Yes, Denzel. What do you mean by electromagnetic wave?
it is a wave that magnetic
Any
waves.
idea? What is electromagnetic wave? Okay. So, any volunteer? What's the meaning of electromagnetic wave? So, yes, Biliana.
Electromagnetic waves can be generated and detected, and are radiations in the form of heat, light, and electromagnetic energy, which are propagated in space at the speed of light.
Okay. So when we say electromagnetic waves, these are the waves that are created as a result of vibrations between an electric field and magnetic field. So going back, by the way, to longitudinal and transverse wave, can you give me an example of the transverse wave? Huh? What are the example of this transverse wave? Anyone? Yes, Ren Santos. Renz, can you give me an example of the transverse wave? Hi, Renz. You can hear me properly? Any idea? Please let me know. If you don't know the answer, just tell me. Be honest.
Sir, I don't know po, sir.
What about the others? Can you give me an example of the transverse wave? Yes, Jody Ramos.
Can you hear me po, sir?
Yes, loud and clear.
The example po for transverse wave is the strings on a guitar po.
Okay, very good, no? The vibration in a guitar string, no? As you, what do you call this one? Strum the string, no? So that is an example. Although you cannot see already, but that is an example of a transverse wave. What else aside from that one? Huh? Maynard?
Ripples on the surface of water po.
Okay, ripples on the surface of waters. No? or water. As you can see, isn't it, that is the ripples like that. Okay, that is an example of the transverse wave. What about the longitudinal wave? Can you give me an example of the longitudinal wave? Anyone from the group? What is the example of the longitudinal wave? Isn't it the movement is like this yesterday? You remember the movement. So what do you think is an example of this longitudinal wave? Yes, Gerald, Biteng.
Me po.
Yes po, Gerald.
I'm not sure po. Spring.
Okay. You know what is slinky? You know what slinky is? Huh? The one that we're calling rainbow. We're playing like this. So the movement of slinky, if you bump like this or if you move like this, then you can see the movement of the longitudinal wave. Okay? Please wait. Okay, so going back, another example of the longitudinal wave. Can you give me some example of the longitudinal wave? 10A. It seems that the 10A are sleeping this time. Yes, Joshua Day.
Ano, tsunami waves po.
Tsunami wave. Can you give us an example of tsunami walk so that we can determine the tsunami wave, Joshua?
Meow.
Oh, yeah. Okay, nice. Okay. So longitudinal wave or tsunami walk. Actually, tsunami walk is an example of transverse and longitudinal wave. No? So both that one. Okay? So going back to our presentation, let's move on. According to electromagnetic waves, no, it is waves that are created as a result of vibration between electric field and magnetic field. What's the difference between electric field and magnetic field? Anyone from the 10A? What's the difference between electromagnetic field or electric field and magnetic field? Yes, Mackenzie. Ah, so anyone? Uy, grade 10, what's happening to you? Huh? What's the difference between electric field, no? Electric field and magnetic field. Huh? Yes, Dave. Ranka.
Magnetic, ay, magnetic field is caused by moving electric charges po, while electric field is caused by stationary charges.
Okay, stationary charges. What else? Yes, the Francis, Carlo. What's the difference between electric field and magnetic field?
No idea pa po eh.
Okay, what about the others? Huh? Carl, Justin. What's the difference between electric field and magnetic? Hi, people. It seems that you did not read the Science 10. What's happening? It's already second quarter. Huh? Hello? What's the difference between electric field and magnetic field? Okay, so like this, huh? All of you have books already for Science 10? Who among you doesn't have the books? Run Cap only and The others. Okay. Now, I want you to browse your book, no, regarding the electromagnetic waves. You read first. I'll give you 5 minutes to do that one. If you don't have book, then maybe research about the electromagnetic waves, no? Okay? 5 minutes, ha? Because you're very quiet. It seems that you did not study. You did not do the advanced reading. Come on. Second quarter already. It should be level up. Created as a result of vibration between an electric field and a magnetic field. So what's the difference between electric field and magnetic field. Anyone from the group? Please turn on your camera or else I'm going to call you during the recitation. Anyone, what's the difference between electric field and magnetic field? Yes.
Case. However, the electric field defines the magnitude of the electric force at a given point of space.
Okay, very good. What else? Any other? Huh? Any other difference between electric field and magnetic field? Are they related to each other? Yes, Maynard. Yes, Mo. Do you think electric field and magnetic field are related to each other?
I think yes po.
Yes. Why? Why do you think they are related to each other? So they are related to each other, yes. So they can create electromagnetic wave. Okay, just like written in the statement. So a changing electric field will produce magnetic field. And then on the other hand, a changing magnetic field will produce an electric field. And this changing field will what? Will create what we call the electromagnetic wave. So that's the one. Now, teacher, how does electric field and magnetic wave or magnetic field moves? Because of the charged particles. And what are those charged particles? When you are in elementary, you discuss this charged particles. What are these charged particles? We have the charged particles. Yes, Denise, Rosalan.
It is not electrons and protons.
Very good. Electrons and protons are the charged particles, isn't it? If it is electron, the positive charge. Electron is the negative charge, while the proton is the what? The proton is the positive charge. Okay. Get ready. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Now, electromagnetic waves are produced by a charge that changes its direction or speed. Another, electrons are charged particles that can produce electric and magnetic fields. Okay? But in order to create vibrating electric and magnetic fields that are the characteristics of an electromagnetic wave, electron must move because the electron will not move. Of course, for example, in electricity, if the electron will not move, we cannot feel or you cannot see that the electric fan will move because the electron is not moving. What is happening if the electric fan is not moving? Then you check the wire. Maybe the wire is not connected, or maybe the plug is unplugged. No, it's not plugged in the electricity. So that's the one. Okay. Or for example, in the battery, okay, you're going to watch your Too Good to Be True. No, so you're looking for the remote. If you're turning on the different channels, you cannot because the battery is not working. So that is an example. Okay po? Okay. Next. A changing magnetic field produces an electric field. And in the same manner, a change in electric field produces magnetic field. That's why I told you, no? This changing of magnetic field to electric field and vice versa will create an electromagnetic waves. Okay? So what are the properties of electromagnetic waves? We have this one. Electromagnetic waves are transverse waves that propagate outward from a source perpendicular to of the waves travel. Okay? So it is a transverse wave. Next, another property is the creation of the electromagnetic waves begin with an oscillating charged particles. And what are those charged particles? The electron and proton, which create an oscillating electric field and magnetic field. That's why, as you can see here, the color blue, that is the movement of the magnetic field. While on the electric field, this is the movement of the. Okay, that's why if you will notice, no, if for example the electric fan is plugged, then okay, looking to that socket, of course, we cannot see the movement of electric field and magnetic field, no? But what's that one? Looking for the anatomy of that charged particles movement, you can see that this is the movement. Okay? Next. So, another properties is EM waves or electromagnetic waves travel in free space at the speed of 3 times 10 raised to 8 meters per second or 300,000 meters per second. So it's very fast, no? The movement. You remember that this 3 times 10 raised to 8 meters per second, that is also equivalent to the speed of light. Okay, that is the speed of light also. Okay, next. So here is another properties. Electromagnetic waves possess different velocity of propagation in different medium. Okay, when traveling between media, the wavelength changes, and therefore the speed of electromagnetic wave also changes. Also, this change is different for different frequencies. Of course, okay, or for example, you have your electromagnetic spectrum, which is the radio waves. Okay, so in the radio waves, that is only low frequency. Okay, what about in the X-ray? Of course, that's one of the high frequency, and even the gamma rays. Seen it? Next. So here is the development of electromagnetic theory. Okay, so we have Hans Christian Ørsted. Now, by the way, for this, excuse me, for the development of this electromagnetic theory, please wait. Okay, for the development of electromagnetic theory, what you will do next meeting, we'll have our Kevin, it's already 7:56, super late. Huh? So, what you will do, you know your groupings last time, the one in the magazine. So, you will act as you are the scientist. Okay? So, isn't it, I asked you the first assign or the first activity, you have your research about their contribution. Now, just like scientists look alike, you'll be the one to wear your costume. For example, you will imitate as Hans Christian Ørsted or the James Maxwell. Okay? And then you will tell the contribution. That will be per group. Okay? So the group in the magazine. So I'll not discuss this one because the discussion will be from your part. Okay? That will be tomorrow, not tomorrow, but on Friday. Okay po ba? Okay? So that will be the presentation. Sir, are we good? If you want presentation, sir, only one person will do the costume po per group. Not only one, but all of you. Because you will portray as James Maxwell. Just like from your end, you will tell to us the development of electromagnetic theory. Who are those important people that includes in that theory? Gets? So actually, I have here in the PowerPoint, excuse me. So we have Hans Christian Ørsted, then here's the development. Then we have Michael Faraday. We have James Clerk Maxwell. We have Heinrich Hertz. Okay, we have Andre Marie Ampere. Wilhelm Gilbert, okay, Edward Weber, we have Charles Augustin de Coulomb, and Albert Einstein. Okay, so those are the scientists that's included in your development of electromagnetic wave theory. So it's up to you, how are you going to present that one. Sir, would it be possible to have the video so that we will not having the costume on the spot on Friday? Yes, of course. If you want like that, can be. Okay? So if you want, and then you will just compile everything already regarding with that video. Okay? Any question? Question regarding with the activity? Uy. Ha? Am I talking to grade 10? Thank you, Ranka, for answering. What about the others? Yes, Abby.
None po, sir, none.
Okay. According to Pawi, sir, is it live po? If you want to make it live, it's fine. But for example, you're shy wearing the costume of the different scientists that involved in the electromagnetic wave, electromagnetic theory, then you can record yourself and then show it to us on Friday. Okay, because there are some, of course, around 10:50 to 11:50, you're going to wear your scientist costume. Maybe some of you are keep on laughing because of your face, no? So you can take a video of yourself telling about the history. But this will be by group, huh? So you talk with your group. What you will do is it a video or a live presentation. Gets? Question regarding with the presentation on Friday. Short video only, ah. Okay? Excuse me. So let's get it on with the 7 types of electromagnetic waves in an electromagnetic spectrum. Last time, you enumerated already the different types of the electromagnetics or the 7 types of electromagnetic spectrum. You said your radio waves, no? Microwaves, infrared. Okay, what else? Um, Visible light, UV light, no? Okay, so we have the X-ray and then the gamma rays. Okay, so those are the 7 types of the electromagnetics spectrum. Okay, so we have the radio waves, microwaves, infrared, visible light, ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma rays. As you can see in the presentation, you can see already what are the uses of this electromagnetic spectrum. We have for radio waves, it is used for broadcasting, or it's used for broadcast radio and television. No, while microwave, of course, used in cooking, okay, for radar, telephone, and other signals. Then the infrared, it transmits heat from sun, fires, and radiators. What about for visible light? It makes things able to be seen. Okay, and the ultraviolet rays, yeah, absorbed by the skin and used in fluorescent tubes. Then the second to the last is the X-ray, which is used to view inside of the bodies and objects. What about the gamma rays, the last part? It is used in medicine for killing the cancer cells. Okay? So those are the uses of this electromagnetic wave spectrum. Now, let's discuss it one by one. Okay? Now, for you to determine, what have you noticed? Isn't it a while ago we discussed that this electromagnetic waves, or one of the characteristics of the electromagnetic waves, is it is transverse wave. That's why look at the movements of the waves from radio waves to gamma rays. What can you say about their waves? Huh? Look at the waves of the radio and the waves going to gamma rays. What have you noticed? Huh? What have you noticed from the PowerPoint? There are the waves, the transverse wave from radio waves going to gamma rays. Look at the wavelength. Yes, Anabo.
The frequency is getting higher coming from the radio wave to gamma rays.
Okay, the frequency are what? Getting higher, no? As this frequency going to from starting from radio waves to gamma rays. Yes, Denzel, you're raising your hand a while ago.
My answer was the same with Sarah.
Again po?
I had the same answer with Sarah po.
Okay, you may repeat so that you have the recitation.
The frequency is gradually increasing.
Okay, the frequency is gradually increasing. So, what else? So, you're talking about the frequency. What about the energy? What can you say about the energy? Huh? Listening to their uses. What can you say about their energy? Huh? Yes, Antoinette.
I noticed po kasi the wavelength from radio waves is bigger than the waves to gamma rays. It's getting shorter, the wavelength.
So, nice the observation, Antoinette. You notice that the wavelength from radio waves is a bit bigger while on the gamma rays is a bit shorter. Now, what is that observation? No? Can you explain to me why in the radio waves is bigger and why in the gamma rays is shorter the wavelengths? What do you mean by that? If it is bigger or shorter? Yes, Nathaniel.
Sure, if the waves are bigger or shorter po, right?
Yes po.
I think po if it's bigger po, if are shorter po, the frequency.
The radio waves. Very good. So I hope you're getting already. Now, talking to the radio waves, let's get it on. When we say radio waves, they are produced by charges vibrating back and forth in radio and television transmitters. They are detected by the radio and television receiving antennas. Who among you have the television here still have the antenna? Yung nasa bubong. Diba? Have you experienced that while watching, your father is keep on changing the antenna or the position of the antenna? Did you experience that one? Sige, ikot mo pa, ikot mo pa. Okay na yung pictures. Did you experience that one? Not. Because during our time, no, we still have antenna and the television, we need to look for the nice spot of this connection so that we can see clearly the one in the television. Unlike this time, no, it's very high-tech already. Some of our television doesn't have the antenna already. No? And I know some of you doesn't have already antenna. But who among you experienced that one? The changing the position of the antenna? There. Okay, some of you experience. The cell phone. Remember, let's jump to microwaves. Isn't it in the cell phone? You remember the one in the television before the start of the online class? Some of the students are going up on the roof, going up on the tree, on the mountain, so that they can, what's that one? They can receive the signals. You know that one? So that is an example of the microwaves, no? So going back to radio waves, okay? So here, so radio waves are used in communication. AM means Cyril Mambat. What do you mean by AM?
Amplitude modulation.
Amplitude modulation. Very good. What about the PM? Do you have PM? We don't have PM. It's FM. Okay. So what is AM? Amplitude modulation. And FM is? What's
Frequency modulation po.
Frequency modulation. Now, I know that some of you already heard some of music in the AM and FM. What have you noticed if you're listening to the radio if it is FM? I know some of you are not doing already, no? Because some of you are fond of listening to the YouTube. Correct? But you will notice this one to your parents if they're watching or if they're listening to the radio. If it is AM and FM, what's the difference of the two? Mostly, if it is AM, yes, Kate, Ranyola.
AM mostly is full of static. However, FM has better quality.
Okay, very good. Frequency modulation has better quality rather than the AM. Okay? And you can see in the AM more on news, isn't it? And if they will play music, the music in the AM is just like you're in the, what is this one? In the farm, no? In the bukid. And most of those, what is that one? The radio sceneries, yung kay Matod Nila, you remember that one? No, don't worry. I will check that one so that you will listen to the AM and FM. But in the FM, no, you will listen to those upbeat music, the trending music already. It seems that you're watching MTV or the music television, while of course they have the radio only because they're playing. Okay. So, what about Sunday's Best? Are you listening? Are you listening with that Sunday's Best? Isn't it your neighbor sometimes playing that Sunday best? Those oldies? Are you listening to the radio? Alam, mga tulog pa kasi pagka Sunday, no? So, tama ba? If it is Sunday, you're still sleeping. That's why you cannot hear already anymore the AM and FM. And you're fond of using already YouTube. That's why you don't know what's the music in the FM. But you know some of the DJs from the FM. Can you give me one example frequency modulation? Yung FM station. Sige nga, tignan natin kung nakikinig tong mga to. What are the FM station? Can you give me some example? Naku po! Patay tayo dyan. 107.5. Okay, very good. What else? In the FM. Love Radio 90.7. Very good. Tamang search kayo ngayon, no? Hindi nyo kasi nakikinig sa no? What else? 90.7 Love Radio. Yes. 103.5, 96.3. Very good. So these are example of the frequency modulation. Okay? What about the what do you call this one? AM or amplitude modulation. Okay? Ha? AM station. Can you? Naku po. Wala nakikinig ng AM station dito. Kasi puro balita. No? Okay, 594. What is that 594K?
DZBB, sir.
DCBB. Very good. Okay. What else? DZBB. That's the one in the news, in the AM. Now, what else? Huh? Do you still have DCRH? Huh? Oh, see? With your style or with your generation, you don't know already that one. Okay, 666. What is that bin? 666.
DCRH po.
DCRH, correct. That is the amplitude modulation of the DCRH. Okay, 91.5. What is that one? 91.5. Win Radio. That's FM, no? Win Radio. Okay. 810 DCRJ. There. Okay. Now you can try to listen to that FM and AM modulation, my dear people of the Philippines. Okay? You just check so that you will know the difference between A and F modulation. I want you to listen with the lab radio, the 90.7. No? Okay? What about this Papa Jack? What radio station this Papa Jack? Huh? Did you know Papa Jack? Huh? You know Papa Jack? You don't know Papa Jack because you know Korean. Ha? Ay, naka. Okay? You don't know Papa Jack? Ha? So you search, who is that Papa Jack? 106.7. Okay? According to Vince, Papa Jack is part of the 106.7. Actually, they have already in the TikTok this time. They're showing their station already. Okay? So, those are the example. Okay? So, that's the one. What about this? What is this one? I forgot this. And Wish 107. No, not included. Wish 107 point. I know that in your YouTube, you're listening to 107.5. Okay, the Wish 107.5. Isn't it? So that is also an example of FM. Okay, so that's the one. Next, let's get it on with the next slide. So their wavelengths range from 1 millimeter to 100 kilometer. That's the range of the radio waves, or that's the wavelengths of the radio waves. Now, this one is an example of the microwave. No? So microwaves, they are produced by vibrating charges in electric circuit and transmitters. They are detected by the radio and television receiving antennas. Okay? Microwaves are used for mobile communication, radar tracking, radio navigation, heating in microwave ovens, drying, and other industrial purposes. And the wavelengths ranging from 1 times 10 raised to negative 3 to 3 times 10 raised to negative 3 meters. Since we're talking about the wavelengths, that's why it's meters. What do you mean by radar? What is radar? Did you know that radar is an acronym? What do you mean by radar? Radar is what? Yes, Gab, Biteng.
Radio detecting and ranging.
Okay, that is radio detecting and ranging. Okay, and it's used for actually for radio waves, or somehow used also to microwaves. No, who among you have the television here using their cell phone? Okay, as the remote control. Isn't it before there is like that? Did you experience that one, that the cell phone is used for the remote control of your television? Did you experience that one? Not. Oh my God. Okay. Because if I'm not mistaken, during my college days, I'm using that cell phone to change the channel. And then my mom is telling why the television is changing the channel, no, without using the remote control. So my mom I keep on laughing to my mom because she's bad trip already because I keep on changing the channel even though I'm not using the remote control, but with the use of the cell phone. But don't do that one, huh? Okay, so that is an example. Okay, microwaves you are using at home, and what is the purpose of this microwave? Huh? Jacob, what's the purpose of this microwave?
To heat up foods.
Okay, to preheat the foods, no? Or of course to cook sometimes, no? Because sometimes you're having the muffins, no? The cake, you're doing that one in the microwave also. Okay? So that is an example. Radio navigation. Okay? Radar tracking. Heating in microwaves oven. Did you know that one of the example of the what's this? One of the example of the electromagnetic spectrum, the next after this is the infrared. The infrared is used to detect, for example, you remember the um, during the time of the COVID, yung pumutok pa lang siya, isn't it? If you are from other country and you will go here in our country, you notice the infrared, the blue light, they're checking if your body temp is more than 37 above, no? More than that and then above pa. So more than 37, no? So that is an example of infrared. Okay. Now, what do you think will happen if you are too much exposed with this microwave? Isn't it? For cooking, as much as possible in front of the microwave, do not stay there while cooking. Why? Because a lot of radiation you will receive, no? Especially in the cell phone. For example, in cell phone, are you using cell phone or are you putting your cell phone while, for example, you're sleeping? You're putting that one beside your head? Are you? Where are you putting your cell phone if you are sleeping? Inside your pocket while sleeping. Nightstand. Okay? So, what else? The others. Who among you are sleeping and then beside your head is the cell phone? Are you doing that one? So, do not do that one, ha? Because that one is not good. Radiation. Okay? What about, I know some of the teens this time, no, even though it's black light already or lights off, you are using your cell phone also. Correct? That's why some of you having the high grades already using your eyeglasses because you are using your cell phone in the dark place. So that one is not actually allowed. Okay? Remember, if it is too much exposure with that, it might cause what? Danger to our health. Okay? So that's the one that I'm telling. Okay? What about example this time? You're too much exposure in front of the laptop because starting from 7 up to or rather 7:30 up to 1:40. That's why if even though your eyes is not having the grade, no, you can ask no your parents to buy the radiation eyeglasses. I think there is, isn't it? The radiation eyeglasses. So better to use that one because you remember or did you experience that if you are too much exposure with the laptops, no, and then if you will look to the other side, sometimes there is shining, shimmering already. Did you experience that one? Because me, I'm experiencing that one, especially if I'm working too much. For example, if I will work here in the school from 7:30 to 3 o'clock, then work again at home up to 10 o'clock. Come on, I can see stars already. No? So did you experience that one? It's through the stars because it's really doing that one, but only our eyes can see that. Okay? So you have to be careful. Not too much exposure. No? Gets? Huh? Okay. So I hope you're taking care of your eyes as well. But do not, for example, you're sleeping like this. Okay? Because, sir, you said it's too much exposure with the laptop. Okay? Maybe you're sleeping already. Don't do that one. And then if your eyes are tired already, better to look to the green. Okay? Not to the green-minded. Look to the green places. Okay? That's why make it sure in your room or beside you, you should have your plants, no, or color green background like that, so that your eyes will be what somehow calm, no. So that's why it's nice here in Berhen. If you're tired already, just go out. You will see the grass color green, the trees, no. Okay, and then you will see ates and kuyas, no? Color pink, marikina. Okay, next. So after microwaves, we have the infrared. So in infrared, they are produced by molecular vibration and sources are warm objects. Okay? They are detected as heat or thermal radiation strongly absorbed by objects and cause a rise in temperature. Using heat-seeking equipment, one can identify hot objects at night based on the infrared radiation they emit. So infrared sensitive cameras are used in medicine to detect some of the diseases. And the wavelengths is ranging from 7 times 10 raised to negative 7 to 1 times 10 raised to negative 3 meters. So that is for the infrared. Okay? I think there are some movies using the infrared, the one for target for the zombies. You know that one? If it is night, no, isn't it? If the zombies are walking, what they're going to do is to hit that zombies. Did you watch like that? They're using the infrared, Matt. Huh? Okay. So, but the best example for you to visualize this infrared is the um, thermometer in the NAIA if you will go home here in the Philippines, no? So that's why they're checking that this balikbayan person will have the COVID-19 because of the high temperature, because infrared can detect the heat of the person passing to that instrument. Okay, next. Oh, another example in the infrared, the baggage counter. For example, if you will go in the LRT, isn't it we're putting our things in that machine and they can see what is inside? Did you experience that one? For example, you go to other country or other places. Did you see already the one in their monitor? Ha? Hindi pa rin? We're not experiencing that one. Oh, Diyos ko, Lord, bawal nga cancer kasi hindi naman kami pwedeng lumabas. Tinatanong mo kami yan. Those who are experienced already going out of the country, they will see what is really inside your bag. Okay? So, if you will ask to scan your bag. Okay? Next. So the next one is the visible light. So they are produced caused by the motion of electrons in an atom when they jump between different orbits. So the sources are hot objects such as fire and lamp. Okay? So they are the visible to the human eye and can be detected by photographic films. Light enables us to see the objects and it is used for the optical fiber for medicine and communication, and plant need it for the photosynthesis also. So the wavelength of the visible light are described as color ranging from red, which has the 7 times 10 raised to negative 7 meters, to violet, which is 4 times 10 raised to negative 7 meters. So the human eye is sensitive to the color of light if it is affected by the light wavelengths. So it is greatest at yellow-green, which has the wavelength of about 5.6 raised to -7 meters. Okay? So we'll continue the discussion next meeting. So we end in the visible light. Okay? On Friday, that will be the presentation of the